All right, our starting point is the lobby at the Motif, and we're gonna head out the front door. And this is going to probably take us out the way that you came in, which is bring us out onto 5th Avenue. Westlake Center is to the left, but we're gonna go toward the right. So if you came in on the Westlake light rail, that was in the other direction as you come to the Motif down 5th. So we're gonna walk up 5th. You can see the old 5th Avenue Theater in the distance. Now we're gonna take a right-hand turn onto Union, and we're gonna walk several blocks down Union, and this will give you a real-time view of the march to get to Blink, which is going to be the location for our Wednesday evening party. The route I'm taking is the one that probably has the least number of turns and maybe the most interesting route, and certainly there are a lot of different ways you could zigzag to be able to get there. So we'll wait for this light. So now we're at 4th Avenue. To the right is again Westlake Center area, the Yard House restaurant and pub is down that way, and RN74 is another new place that recently opened up. And there's not too much in the opposite direction. That tends to be more offices. A lot of the attendees might be in the various buildings around here. All right, so we're going to continue on. It's a pretty nice day out today. A little bit chilly, but the sun's really bright. So now we're coming up on 3rd Avenue, and there on the corner is Benaroya Hall, which has the symphony, as well as a lot of other activities in that type of entertainment. 3rd Avenue, that takes you back toward the city center and the Westlake Center again, and then once again off to the left on 3rd Avenue. It's really mostly office buildings along that street. It's not really a good one going in that direction for restaurants and that type of thing. Everything would be more back toward the Westlake Center direction. All right, so we're moving on again, crossing 3rd Avenue. course, if you did this in a Lyft, yeah, it might be a 5-minute trip. It'd be very quick. So certainly a Lyft would be your best choice. Even at rush hour, it'd probably be a pretty quick way to go. And if you feel like a walk, this will kind of give you an idea of what that's about. This is the street that has kind of the boulevard for the high-speed, high-density bike lanes. Not too many people running along here right now, but our bike lanes do have their own traffic signals to pay attention to, so dedicated bike lanes there. All right, we're going to continue across 2nd, and that will also take us past Target, where there are certain items that you might have left at home. You can probably find them there. And so now we're going to go up to 1st Avenue. Kind of shade the view away. Looks like we're walking right into the sun now. As we walk down to the west. Alright, so now we are at Union and 1st. So there's a few things to point out here while we're waiting for just one more light, and that'll be the last light. Is Seattle Art Museum is right there. We're right in front of it. There's rotating exhibits there, as well as a permanent collection. And then looking that direction on 1st Avenue, that shows that we're right up against Pike Place Market. It actually starts right here at the Pike Pub Brewery sign, where you can go in, start looking at the shops, and then the historical section is a block down, but you can get in anywhere in that direction. The Showbox is a classic place for get a lot of contemporary music. All right, so I'm going to cross over first, and like I said, that was our last light. We are going to turn down here, but I just wanted to mention that as a possible alternative, if you're just wandering, right up here at the end of this street, it ends because there's a big drop off. You can see the Ferris wheel in the background, and that's the waterfront. And so if you felt like taking the stairs, what you find is just a steep staircase, and that just takes right down to the waterfront. And you might be able to see the Olympic Mountains in the background. Those kind of nice places to stop if you feel like taking that route. If you go that way, you'll go down the stairs, and then you'll go to Western Avenue and take a left. We came all the way down this street, Union. We were originally going to take a left, so now we're taking a right. And we'll move our way down 1st Avenue. There's all kinds of shops to see along on 1st Avenue. We're going to take this for a couple blocks. There's the Hammering Man statue at the south corner of the Seattle Art Museum. Looks like we're just over a 10-minute walk so far, and just mentioning that because I'm just gonna make a stop for a second. Continuing on after just a short pause, and still moving down First Avenue, now at the Harbor Steps, a place where a lot of people like to sit out if it's a nice day. That goes right down to the waterfront, but we're going to keep going down First Avenue. That's Vaughn's, good place for cocktails. It's their newer location, but that place has been in Seattle for a long time. And so just to recap, we haven't really done a lot of twisting and turning. We started at the hotel, took a quick right onto Union, followed that all the way down to First Avenue, took a left by the Seattle Art Museum, and now we're just continuing down First Avenue. And it's always a nice street to walk down. A lot of little shops along the way. It's always well lit, even in the evening. And here we're at the Seneca off-ramp from 99, which zips along the west side of downtown, which is only going to be here for another year or so, and they're going to demolish it. So we'll continue walking down First Avenue. Oh, we're almost there. And First Avenue is also the gateway into the Pioneer Square neighborhood. Essentially straight down here you get to Yesler, and that's where you get a lot of the oldest part of Seattle, a lot of the oldest historical buildings, which are mostly converted over into restaurants and shops and that type of thing. But we're going to take a right here on Spring for the last little pitch to get to Blink. And this is going to take us right down finally to the waterfront level. See, there's a lot of bikes all over the place. Seattle's been the beneficiary of quite a lot of the Lime bikes, also Ride and also OFO. And so if you want a quick, cheap way to get between point A and point B with your own leg power, it's a good way to do it. Just get the app and you can pretty much leave them in any kind of responsible place. There's no specific rules about it. Just kind of out of the way is always a better thing. Now, as we get ready to go into Blink, which is this building right across the street here, just a couple of things. First of all, we are now down right at the waterfront with all the storage and shops down there. Argosy Cruises, also the main terminal for the ferries, which go across to Bainbridge Island, which is probably the cheapest, coolest tourist thing you can do, because you just have to buy a ferry ticket. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out is that you may or may not have noticed from the video that we've been going downhill the whole time, and it's kind of gradual, but if you look back up Spring, we actually took a pretty steep pitch overall, and if you went back to the hotel down Spring, you'd actually be going up to an elevation that's higher than where we started. So if that matters to you, then just think about following back along the way that we originally came, or grab yourself a Lyft. And so now we are at Blink, and the front door is right over there. I kind of skewed our walking time with my last little tourist bit there. I think we were locked in at about 12 minutes. of walking time before that. And on the evening when we have the party, there will be people down at these doors, which lock starting at 6 p.m. But if you get there earlier, they won't be locked. And there's a nice, comfortable lobby here. If on your way out you're waiting for a Lyft, you can hang out there. And now I'm going to grab an elevator that's going to take us up to floor 6. And there is parking here too. It's kind of spendy to be able to park at this place, but if you happen to have a car and that's the most convenient thing for you, then possibly that's what you can do. And finally, here we are, the main entrance to Blink, and there'll be plenty of people to greet you as you make it to the party.